Alright guys, TacticalRab again today. I hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far with all the cheating drama in ranked play over the last couple of weeks. It seems FaZe aBeZy, two-time world champion, has been called out for cheating by some ranked play kids over the last couple of days. aBeZy says, what are you talking about? Sure, you caught me. Nice one. Nature isn't so convinced either, but very much enjoying your thoughts on all this drama in the comments section below, because plenty else happened on the day as well. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I'd greatly appreciate it. This from Ghosty I thought was kind of funny because we're going to discuss ranked play and hacking again today as always. And he says, yeah, I'm going to stuff these hackers real good. But it turned out he was the one getting stuffed, unfortunately. So nice try, Ghosty. Better luck next year, I suppose. Ghosty, of course, did make the top 250, but they hadn't put him in. I thought this is kind of funny, right? Because Nadeshot, we saw when he made the top 250, he had his name in there, right? So it turned out that after he hit the refresh, he was 250th, basically. And here he goes right at the bottom of the leaderboard. And there's no face cam, right? So you know that usually for the players, once they get in the top 250, you see them highlighted, they have their picture on the right hand side, it's all kind of nice. Nadeshot got that right, Nadeshot got that as a founder, and maybe they only had so many spaces to target the accounts of some of these players, so Ghosty unfortunately is a fraud. So maybe Trek can have a look at that one, I suppose, but Ghosty's teammate for the new season, Envoy, wanted to have a look at his hardest and easiest skills. So again, Scythe and the FaZe Commuse boys put this one together, and yeah, I thought this is pretty interesting. So there's a couple of different variations of this. There's also filtering top 5 against players of his own role, so you can kind of see how that works. Anyway, his easiest kill of the year was against Purge. He had a 1.56 against Purge. Against Pred, however, he had a 0.7. Just interesting to see Pred's numbers, I guess, against some of the other players, because well, Envoy used to be on OpTic, obviously Hook used to be on OpTic, and Pred was talking about Hook getting back into the league the other day. So, you know, Pred has been the SMG that's come through over all those other guys over the last couple of years. There was the option, obviously, Shotzzy was never going to go anywhere, and to be fair, unlucky for Envoy when he was eventually out of the team going into 2022 was because Scum wasn't going anywhere, and Shotzzy most certainly wasn't going anywhere, but of course now it's Pred and Shotzzy leading the line, and Envoy's gone back, the Dark Prince or whatever, to the Los Angeles Thieves for the new season. These are his overall numbers against everyone that he played against. So Envoy was slamming Purge this year. He actually had a great record against Ghosty, his new teammate. A 1.36 is kind of remarkable to think about because Ghosty was very good last year. But Ghosty got slammed bad by Envoy last season 1-1. Brezzy and 04 and Lynz were the other players that he tended to dominate, but he had a fair few bad matchups as well. It's kind of interesting to see. I don't think I've seen any player yet who has had this many positive matchups. You know, we're talking 5 players in the 1.2s or above, you know, a couple of players in the 1.3s or above, and this many just terrible matchups, right? I mean, whenever he plays Pred, he has a 0.7, Dashy a 0.7, Fame even is kind of interesting, Drazah at a 0.72, Sib at a 0.73, and if you filter it just by SMGs, you find this. So again, he has 5 SMG players, including Kiz and HyDra, who he has a positive record against. So Purge, Lynz, 04, Kiz, HyDra, and then we've seen Pred and Fame on there before, but he has a 0.81 against aBeZy, 0.82 against Shotzzy. So man, Envoy was getting farmed by OpTic last year bad by Pred, Shotzzy and Dashy, and yeah, obviously he'll need to make sure that's not the case again this year, because that's one of the very interesting matchups. As it stands, Los Angeles Thieves with Scrappy, as we saw in K-Sun's tournament, they do seem to have the edge over FaZe, and we saw that last year even with a arguably weaker Toronto team than the new Thieves is. Scrappy had Drazah's number all year long, and it seems reasonable to expect that that story might continue, and Thieves will continue to have, with Scrappy now on the roster, the number of FaZe all year. The question, I think, for Thieves is going to be whether they can win tournaments this season consistently, is whether they can beat OpTic as well, and, you know, Envoy will need to deliver good performances in those series if they are going to do exactly that. This I thought was kind of funny from Nadeshot, talking about why Scump has not been on the stream over the last couple of days, so I'll share that for you in a second. In addition to this clip here from Scrappy, so this is Gio here on Protocol, and well, he's dropping the snakes pretty bad indeed. I will say, from the pro player perspective, we've talked about GAs a lot over the last couple of weeks, and for very good reason. One GA which has actually been good, like my opinion is that GA can be good, they can be necessary at times. The whole way that it's currently run is terrible. The question, I guess, for you guys is, because many of you would say, and understandably, just play the game out of the box, right? And I get it. But if you play the game out of the box, you're going to get this. Like, people are going to snake, right? So I will say to the pros, fair play that last year they actually did manage to semi-enforce and uphold a snaking GA. And presumably that's going to hold this year in competitive too. I know that obviously Gio's doing it right here, but I mean, look how egregious this is. Like, snaking is not going away as a feature, and there's just nothing you're going to do against that. So that's the point that Scrap's making, is like, look, what are you playing at? Presumably snaking is GA'd, right? I mean, I think it's kind of been a known thing that they're going to continue that GA over from last year. And Gio also, I wouldn't say he's making too many friends. I mean, we know that Gio was getting called out, was it by HyDra, and a couple of other players over the last few months have called out Gio to basically say, look, this guy, sure, he can shoot straight, he's got talent, but he's not playing winning COD, right? So maybe he's not making the most friends. And it is semi-important as a player to not burn bridges, because as your future career develops, obviously you want to team with some of the top guys. Often though, if you're talented enough, it doesn't really matter and they'll sign you anyway, as we saw with Drazah and FaZe, despite all the drama between aBeZy and Drazah over a couple of years ago. But speaking of aBeZy, I gotta talk about this clip here, right? So this was pretty funny stuff, and it's very interesting to watch players who maybe have not like come up against a pro in ranked or in COD in general, and imagining like how good they actually are to play against, right? Because, you know, this guy Dev comes out and reckons that aBeZy's cheating. So I'll share this clip, I'll share Nadeshot's reaction to it at least, and aBeZy's reaction to it. And, you know, this is aBeZy's POV. This was the clip here that Dev came out with, and I thought it was pretty funny kind of looking at aBeZy describing why he thinks he might be cheating, right? Now, if you guys have ever kind of come up against or played a pro player in pubs or in ranked or whatever, like, you know, you quite quickly realize why these guys are just absolutely insane. And I do think that there's an element in COD nowadays, because of skill-based matchmaking, people get in their lobbies and they think, you know, they're pretty damn good. And they never tend to come up against players that are that much better. Like, the skill gap in COD is mega. Like, I've got into a couple of games in the past. I think it was even Black Ops 3. I've done it again. I got into a game with Bance, and I also got into a game with Octane at one point, because Octane was, like, he used to play, back in early Black Ops 3, he used to play with subs, and I was, like, good friends with one of his, like, subscribers on Twitch, and then I, like, session joined my mate, and then I got into a lobby with Octane, and, like, okay, you kill them maybe a couple of times, but whenever they kill you, and you watch the kill cams, you're like, wow, they made that look so effortless.
Yo, we snaking Gio or what? You guys are f***ing awful. You guys are actually awful. I can't wait. Woo! I can't f***ing wait, baby.
Oh, shit, that was dirty. Let's that right.
I need a pee. I need a pee really bad.
GG's.
And I need to switch.
Shit on the fuck up, idiot.
Am I blind or is he cheating? Bro's cheating now. aBeZy case on. This is getting insane. Let's watch the clip real quick. A minute and 21 seconds. Here we go. All right.
Oh.
We kind of got dogged on. Just a little bit there, bro.
I have office.
So he went all the way and he got us aBeZy's clip as well. Perfect. Okay, so this is what he thinks. He thinks he's aiming at him right through the door.
Oh my god. Just pre-aiming the right door. That shit on.
All right, listen, if I don't know ball, I'd probably be thinking, okay, that was kind of sus, bro. I was sitting right behind the door. He know, like, how would he know that? And then he said, aBeZy's looking at his second monitor. aBeZy looks locked in here. He's like, why is he glancing over there?
Nice.
My man's hitting the weed pen, bro,
God.
mad paranoid. Why is he looking at his monitor and shit? Really focused on his eyes. He's about to take his chow. Okay. All right, brother.
One's in the way back. Nice.
Oh my god. Just pre-aiming the right door. That shit on.
All right, so listen, man. All right, Dev, listen, I'm gonna give it to you straight, brother. I'm gonna break this down for you right now. As we've played ranked play against blatant cheaters, when I got into a lobby with Scrappy and Ghosty from LA Thieves, The cheaters on the other team literally were accusing Scrap and Ghosty of cheating. They were saying the same things that you might be thinking right now. The reason why aBeZy has won multiple world championships and is one of the most accomplished Call of Duty players in the entire league is because they know and understand this game better than anybody. He spawned in mid-street. His entire team spawned out. They know for a fact that your entire team is holding the line, back P4, and you're spawning there. All right? As you're playing here, you might think this guy pre-aiming you through the door was legitimately looking at you with walls. I promise you, bro, he wasn't. They just know the spawns. They know that you're going to be back here. There's nowhere else on the map you can be. There were no kills from his team. Nobody has positioning back here from the other team. There's no way for you guys to be anywhere else except for back here.
I can't lie, when I'm walking through the hallway, it does look insane because like it looks like my aim is at the spot where he's laying down. It does look insane, but like I hit that guy with the meanest fucking
kind of got
door bust into a shot. Like it was insane.
Just a little bit there, bro. Okay, so this is what he thinks. He thinks he's aiming at him right through the door.
Walls on second monitor.
No ball. I'd probably be thinking.
He thinks me looking at my mini map.
Like, how would he know that?
He thinks me looking at the mini map is me walling, bro. I'm actually dying.
And then he said, aBeZy's looking at his second monitor. All right, so
no,
listen,
people are so funny.
All right,
bro.
Dev, listen, I'm gonna give it to you straight, brother. I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm gonna break this down for you right now.
So I thought it was quite funny, the accusation that aBeZy was like, you know, looking at his second monitor or something when really he's just looking up at the minimap. But yeah, I thought the reaction from both parties here was pretty entertaining, really. But it is a problem, right? And it is an issue with just cheaters being everywhere in COD. Is that, yeah, sure, we can clown this guy for thinking that aBeZy's cheating or whatever, but at the end of the day, I don't blame people for thinking that because of the state of the game. If you're playing pubs at your, you know, SBMM level, you're playing against guys of your own type of level, you're never coming into contact really with these type of players until you, you know, get into ranked modes or, you know, play a GB tournament or something and you run into a pro team in the first round and get, you know, 5-point clubbed, which has happened in the past and maybe will happen again at some point in the future if they change the way that these tournaments are run nowadays. And a lot of the exposure online to content is of cheaters in Warzone, cheaters in ranked, and it's because there are cheaters, right? I think that's the point. So, like, I don't really even blame these guys that are going to accuse pros of cheating because the state of the game, because there are cheaters everywhere, makes it understandable why people will feel this way, which is kind of the frustrating thing to me because, you know, you want, at least in my opinion, I want the players to get the respect that they deserve when they play COD at the highest level and people to really realize how good they actually are and how difficult it is to do what these guys are doing. But I don't think they always get that credit, and it's not always their fault. It's the fault of the game and various decisions that have been made over the last couple of years. But yeah, aBeZy says, you caught me, you know, hands up, my bad. Simp's like, oh my god, like, stop cheating, man. Like, I can't believe we won 2 illegitimate world championships over the last couple of years. But very much interested in your thoughts on all of this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care. And I'll see you next time.
Are you blocking?
Yeah, I am.
Shot right there.
Hard blocking. Nice. Top pot. Brandon in, I think.
Trim one shot, and then one bottom bed,
Nice. He's gonna be up.
Yeah, one more.
One kid.
Nice, man.
Good shit.
Nice, man. Holy shit.